Good morning, guys. Dion and I are off to Noosa for the Cool to Be Conscious event today. So I'm really excited, but I'm also so nervous. But I think it's really going to be life-changing. But yeah, it's going to be really cool. So I'm going to take you guys along. I don't think we'll be able to do much filming, and obviously we'll want to sort of be in the zone and be doing what we're there to do. But I'll update you guys afterwards and let you know how it goes and the experiences, what I got out of it. And yeah, stay tuned. Favorite coffee spot, if you are Sunny Coast locals, Criminal Coffee, the best. We have just arrived. Done an ice bath before?
I haven't, no. I've done cold showers.
Yeah.
5 minutes, but not the hot.
Look out. Alright, we just got out of the ice bath. Ready? Yeah, get it. We are just warming up. Oh, it's so red. Wow, that was incredible, powerful, just, yeah, we are both exhausted, hey? Yeah. Emotionally, physically, not so much physically, mentally, well, I guess it's physical too, but yeah, life-changing experience. We are finishing an incredible day off with a walk to the beach. And then on the beach to feel grounded. That is exactly what I needed. Hey, little gal. I still feel so exhausted, but I feel so light and refreshed. That probably makes no sense, but yeah. Hey guys, so it's currently Wednesday and I'm actually sitting in our garage because it's the only place that's a little bit quiet for me to actually have a chat and tell you about the actual experience on Sunday. So there was a few different activities that we did. I don't know if I'm going to be able to remember them in order, but the first one I remember is we had to go around and ask a stranger a couple of questions that the team at Cool to Be Conscious told us to ask. So they're quite powerful questions, really sort of, getting to know one another. And obviously talking to complete strangers is a little bit scary at first. And then I think we had to do that with 2 or 3 people. And then the last person that we did that with, and we asked different questions, they told us to sit down, and we were sitting down like cross-legged, quite close to them, and we had to stare into each other's eyes for 5 minutes. So I've never done that before. So it was definitely really challenging literally just staring into their soul. But it was cool. It was like a connection with someone that I've never had. So that was the first thing. Then the next thing was the ice bath, because there was a lot of people, including myself, that were a little bit nervous about that. I have actually done ice baths before in the past. However, yeah, I don't know, I think it's a bit different when you're like, it's probably easier when you're with a crowd of people, because they're all there like motivating you and empowering you, but at the same time you're like, I've got to stay in there for this 3 minutes, and I've never done it for 3 minutes before. I've only ever done it for 2 minutes, so it's definitely a mental game, and that's what it was all about. So I ended up getting in there like second or third, because I was like, yep, just get it done. They say eat the frog, so I was like, yep, just get in there quick. And there was a few people actually that they said, oh, who doesn't want to get in? And those people that put their hand up, they were like, right, you're getting in first. So yeah, I put my hand up to go in second or third to get over and done with. And it was obviously tough. The only thing I could really feel was my hands. Like my hands were stinging because they were obviously that cold. But I literally just, there was like trees around us out on this balcony in Noosa. And I just literally just focused on this tree and just stared at this tree. I tried closing my eyes a few times, but I found that if I was just focusing on my breathing and then just looking at this tree or looking out at nature, that was what sort of got me through. And then I had Stacey, bless her, I did this for her as well. She had her hand like on my shoulder, and I was just like, just breathing through it. The next thing, again, I can't remember the order, but one of the other things we did was we got told to go into this separate room. So they closed off one area of the room. We had to go into this one part of the room, but they said when you enter that room, you need to pretend that you are facing like your biggest fear, like someone's coming after you, someone's going after your children, trying to take your children away. Like gave us a few different examples. That one obviously resonated with me, so I was like, yeah, like I need to put myself in a state of, oh my gosh, someone's trying to take, Mally and Xander away. So they said walk around in that room with your eyes wide and your chin up, and then you had to stop. As soon as you locked eye contact with someone, you had to stop, and you just had to stare at them and just be brave and not fearless, but yeah, anyway, so that was obviously quite difficult, and it was like experiencing those emotions but in a controlled environment. And I happened to get one of the facilitators staring me in the eyes, and he was obviously trying to test people, so he made some loud noises and was kind of like really scary in my face. And in that moment I was like, yeah, I got this, like. And then when we walked out of the room, there was obviously a lot of emotional people, and then I broke down and cry. And I think a few things that caused me to break down and cry is I can remember two guys in my past, that were never like physically violent, but that were quite aggressive. And so I think someone yelling in my face like that, so aggressive, just kind of like brought a little flashback, and then that just obviously brought up some emotions. So anyway, then we had to do an exercise where the guys actually took their shirts off, and we had to go up to a random guy, and this was obviously building the trust with males and females. So we had to go up to a guy and say, will you guide me? And then the guy had to say, will you let me, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, so we had to close our eyes, they had their hands on our shoulders, and they had to walk us around, guiding us where we had to go. For a few minutes, and we obviously just had to try and put our guard down and just trust them guiding us. I don't know if this is in the right order, but you guys will get the gist. Another activity was all around feeling unconditional love and connection without there being intent. So especially around like males and females, just being able to feel that love, that unconditional love and connection, hugging someone or touching someone on the shoulder or holding their hands without it being connected to sex or whatever it may be. So I can't remember if the guys or the girls went first, but basically, yeah, the girls went first. The guys that were standing there, and the girls had to go up to different guys, you'd like go around the room and show them some sort of love and connection. obviously not in a sexual way. And so you go up to them and like give them a hug or hold their hands, or you know, put your hand on their shoulder or whatever it may be, and then vice versa. So then the females had to do it, and it was just crazy. There was obviously a lot of emotions for everyone, but yeah, it was just crazy to just have that feeling. Obviously the exercise activities before was like building that trust to know that this activity was that there was no intent. It was literally just being able to feel that love and connection from another human, and it's something that we don't really do. Like, yeah, it was crazy. What was the next one? I feel like I'm forgetting something, but the end, so the breathwork meditation, like that blew my mind. So it was like 40 to 45 minutes of breathing, and I've done breathwork in the past in meditation, but never for longer than sort of 15, 20 minutes, like the breathwork side of it. Meditation maybe like 5 or 10 minutes. So we got comfortable, we laid down, and they took us through a guided meditation, but the breathing was in through the mouth, out through the mouth. So it was like, and yeah, so like 45 minutes is a long time. So at first I was like, fuck, I'm gonna struggle with this. And I didn't really know like what my intentions were for going to this event and what I wanted to get out of it, but a few things I wanted to do was just be open-minded and just like allow whatever it was that I needed to come up so that I could, you know, push through it and grow, because these things are all about, you know, growing and or finding things within yourself or whatever it may be. Like everyone's journey is so different. Everyone would have been there for a slightly different reason, but obviously to, you know, to grow and connect and that sort of thing. But so my journey in particular, I won't go through the whole thing, but basically what it did is it took me through my life. And I think the reason that it did that was to make me really overcome things in the past that maybe I haven't properly dealt with, and like nothing extremely no extreme trauma or anything like that, but still things that I obviously subconsciously still, you know, hold me back, or, you know, create limiting beliefs, or maybe put some fear or no trust within people or whatever it may be. So it was like this breath work, and obviously I experienced all the emotions, and I know I was crying quite a bit throughout it, but basically it took me back probably to when I was like 10 maybe, I'm not even sure, and it just went through all these different stages of my life, and at the end of it I overcome so many things, and the biggest one was, I think, just realizing how everything that's happened in my life, whether it seemed good or bad, has literally brought me to where I am now, which is amazing. And there's still so much I want to do and achieve, but I kind of was like, wow, like all these things have happened, and then any of the things that were bad at the time that, you know, like I pushed through that, I learned from that, and then that put me onto the path to where I am now. And it also helped me sort of like relive a few things and like deal with that and get over it and be like at peace with it and be okay with it and learn from it, like what was that lesson sort of thing. And then a massive one was around like my limiting beliefs, and I think because a lot of the time I do obviously get messages and feedback from people about how, you know, I am helping change their life, or I have changed their mindset around food, or if I have, you know, help with their confidence. And I think I really needed that to sink in, because that is my why, and that is the reason I do what I do, because I've had experience with disordered eating, I've had experience with digestive stomach issues, like whatever else, and that all stemmed from social media. And so I think, like, obviously me doing what I'm doing now is to try and be the truth on social media that's helping people, rather than setting them down that path that I went to. Anyway, that was a bit off track, but it really helped me realize that I am enough. I can do whatever I want to do. There's so many people out there that, you know, were in my position, and now they're where I'm seeing them now. So if they can do it, I can do it too. Anyway, so lots of emotions that come up, a lot of realizations, and a lot of like breaking through barriers, I guess. So that pretty much sums it up. I'm definitely feeling amazing now, although I have just entered my cycle, so that's obviously put a bit of a spin on things as well. But overall, I'm definitely feeling like a weight has been lifted. I don't feel as weighed down. I feel like I definitely just broke through, and I'm so proud of myself for actually doing it. Like, there's so many people out there that would just never even think to sign up for something like this, or sign up and not even go because they're so worried about what they're in for. And it's like that quote and that saying, it's like, where there is most resistance, basically there needs to be the persistence. So whatever you're resistant to is where you actually need to go. But the growth that I've had, the experiences that I've had, and this sort of new journey that I'm on is definitely changing my life, has already changed my life. And I wish that every human could experience what we did, and I mean, they can, but whether or not they're willing to. So maybe if you're watching this vlog and any of this resonates with you, or you're sort of pulled towards it a little bit and think, oh, maybe like I do want to do something like that, it's time to step out of your comfort zone, or whatever it may be, feel free to reach out. I'd love to have a chat with you. It was only the other day that I was talking to a friend, and she was like, oh, I'm just not like you. Like, I don't have that, self-belief, or I don't have that, business solution mind or whatever. And I was like, I was never like this. Like, I have developed and grown into this, and I still have my challenges. I still have my doubts. I still have my times where I'm not as positive, or not as solution minded, or not as, not believing in myself, but I know how to get myself out of that and get back onto track. And I think that's the difference. But I was definitely not there 4 years ago. It's taken time. It's taken me working on myself, and it's been a probably 3 to 4 year journey, and I just keep growing. I keep doing things. I keep stepping out of my comfort zone, and do those things that I'm resisting the most. And the benefits from doing that stuff honestly blows my mind. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up there because I've probably been chatting for way too long, but hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. I'm still such an amateur at these, but I just want to start doing more and share my experiences, and hopefully just help at least one person along the way. Thanks for listening.